Hey there, Erin. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni McGregor, and I work with small business owners across the state of Utah. I'm actually based out of Utah County myself, so just a little further south than you guys. But I put together this quick custom video for you about your online presence, specifically how you're stacking up against your competition. I'm sure at this point you're sitting there asking yourself, why would she be doing this and what is the catch? Well, that's a fair question. I have found that most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business, swamped with payroll, helping customers, answering questions, dealing with employees, and staying on top of jobs. And many times, learning how to leverage the internet to benefit their company just gets buried underneath all of their other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time, the only reason they haven't hired somebody yet is because they don't know who to trust or knowing who is truly an expert. That's exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of actual things they can do to impact their business for free, it's resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, hey, I like you, Seleni, can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and you can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, then shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan that I gave you and do it yourself, that totally works for me too. Now let's cover the 3 things that will set InteriorWorx above your competition. Those 3 things are first, content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. So first up is content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't exactly know what you do. So it needs to be told through your content. Content is basically anything here that you can see on your front page that is highlighted. So this can be text, it can be pictures, what pictures are saved as, what's behind the pictures. All of that can be considered content. So to give you an example here, let's go to one of these images, save image as. We can see what the image file name is saved as. You can see here it's just saved as something generic that came with the downloads. So this would be a great area and way to leverage high volume location specific keywords and including them in the detailed image descriptions. So again, let's take a look at a couple more. You can see here it looks like your images are not optimized for those location specific keywords that would help boost your content in this area. Again, all of these things are what Google bots read and basically get an idea of what is this business? What services do they offer? What area are they targeting? That's going to position you in the search ranking. The goal is having unique and authoritative content, and you need to have enough of it to be able to add in the right keywords and key phrases that people are searching for in Google to find the services that you offer. Most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank number 1 on Google, the average content count is about 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage alone, while making sure that it contains the right keywords and phrases that your customers are actually searching for. When I copied and pasted your content and plugged it into a tool, it looks like you guys are sitting around 454 words on your homepage. Now, if we jump over here to one of your top competitors in the Salt Lake City area, you can see when I went through and copied and pasted their content from their website onto my free tool as well, they're sitting closer to 1,600 words on their homepage. Now, let's actually jump over here into one of my tools. This is called Ahrefs. It's a really cool tool here. And it typically costs a couple $100s a month if you guys are interested to go out and get it for yourself. But it essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google is looking at when it comes to ranking a site. And I can get an idea of what is working well for you and for your competition. So I ran a quick scan of your competition again. We can see here the overview. They've got 3,500 words, keywords being found on their website, and what type of traffic that is driving in. Now we're going to dive in specifically to these keywords here, and we can be able to look and see the exact keywords that your competition is ranking for and what the customers are searching for every month. So to break it down, I did just choose the Salt Lake area. Obviously I'm not able to go through every area that you might offer, but this seemed like a pretty general, well-rounded section. So let's go ahead and jump in. We can see all the keywords related to Salt Lake City, and we can see kind of where they're top ranking here. You can see here, you've got Countertops Salt Lake City. This is being searched 100 times every month. Similarly, also 100 times every month, Quartz Countertops in Salt Lake City. Another 100 times, Granite Countertops, Salt Lake City. 30 times Salt Lake City Countertops. You get the picture there. Just going through, you've got hundreds of people, when you add these up together, searching for Salt Lake City keyword specific items here that they are actually searching for. Now, if we jump over here to your website, we can actually see here the same overview. I can see how many keywords are on your website and what type of traffic that is driving in. Now, if we dive in specific to these keywords, let's run that same filter here for the Salt Lake City area. And we can see what you're ranking for here in Salt Lake City. So look, it looks like you've got similar keywords here for Countertop Salt Lake City being searched 100 times per month, quartz countertops 100 times per month, but an area to focus on is your positioning here. If you'll notice, they had higher positionings with that second, third, fifth position here, depending on the keyword. You're running, it looks like one of your highest ones is 9, which is bottom of the first page, 11 at second page of Google. This one is on the first page, which is great. It only has a volume of 10 people searching that one, so we're hoping to kind of go for some of these higher volume keywords here, but that is great that you're in that 5th position for that one of the higher position rankings. But otherwise, down anywhere lower, you're ranking in from bottom of first to second, third, fourth page of Google here. So just a great idea to think about how we can help leverage those keywords that have the high volume, and maybe even if there's a few more that we can add here that have high volume as well, being searched for in your area. Now, we're actually going to kind of wrap up the content here. Again, just getting your content to a minimum of the 1,500 words on your homepage, and then making sure that you've got all those right keywords and key phrases, the appropriate amount of times to be optimized for those keywords that people are actually searching for in your area. Now let's jump over here into Google. We actually threw in one of those top searched keywords, quartz countertops, Salt Lake City. First up here on this search, you can see we've got the map section. And this is the coveted map section. So with this has to do a lot with the second important thing that we're going to talk about, which is citations. So you're probably sitting there asking yourself, well, what is a citation? Why do they matter? Great questions. So this is called the Google Map Pack. I'm sure you've seen it. You've probably even used this section and possibly even thought to yourself, how in the world can I get my business up on there? That's a great question and what I'm about to show you. So to get yourself in the top 3, the number one thing that Google looks at is a thing called citations. Citations are super simple. It's just your business name, address, and phone number listed on a bunch of online directories like this. Yelp, Yellow Pages, City Star, and so on. But they need to match your Google listing exactly. Having these citations helps Google to be able to verify and give relevance to your local business. So to push your business to the top of one of these 3 spots on the map pack, you just need to increase your citation game. When you get more citations than your competitor, especially from authoritative and industry-specific websites, your credibility boosts and you gain more trust from Google, therefore pushing you above your competition here. Now you might be asking yourself, okay, great, but how do I actually do that? Well, there are paid tools like WhiteSpark and Bright Local that'll tell us exact directories that your competition is listed on, and then we can go out and match those directories, but we don't want to just match them. We want to dominate them. So we have found that most people that are ranking in the top area usually have around 200 citations. So if you're pushed down below that on maybe the second or third page, you might only have 30 or 40 citations. So we not only need to go out and get those that'll match your top competitors, but then we also need to beat them online. Now let's talk about the last thing that I want to go over with you today, which is backlinks, often called link juice. This third pillar will really help you dominate on Google. So when you search again for quartz countertops Salt Lake City, down here below the map section, we get into this section. This is called the organic listings section down here. You can see that your site is not ranked as number 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere here on the first page of Google. Now, this is where we want to be because Google statistics have shown that the top 3 businesses on Google get about 75% of the clicks, meaning that most of your potential customers are choosing one of these 3 companies and they're never making it down to your listing. So in order to get here, you need to beat out your competition in every aspect. You need authority. So how do you get authority? Well, this is where the backlinks come into play. Simply put, a backlink is when one website links to another website online. The easiest way to think about it is just thinking about a popularity contest back in high school. You want the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest, the business with the most relevant link juice or authority wins. And I say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you are a countertop installer, fabricator, all of that, right? Well, you wouldn't want to have a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back to you because you don't make ice cream. Although that would be tasty, the backlink would be kind of useless to you. But having a backlink from a local blog or some other industry-specific site leading back to you, that would be much more effective. Now let's jump back over here into my tool Ahrefs again. We can actually see in the overview section that you have 2,300 backlinks pointing to your site. That's a great quantity and amount of links, but it's not dominating your other competitors and pushing your rankings to the top. Now, if we jump over here to your competitors, let's go back to Ascent Countertops. We can see here that they've got 464 backlinks linking back to them. Again, you might be questioning, well, I have way more than they do. Why am I not beating them to the top of those rankings? Well, remember what I said. Not all backlinks are created equal. Quality over quantity. So they've got to have some really strong, relevant sources linking back to them. And again, you're wondering, well, how do we get these? With this tool, we can actually dive in and see the exact sites that are linking to them, and then we can go get those same links for your business. Again, this is very beatable with time. Getting you to the top of Google here, it's not magic. It's just a tried and true method, and I've shown you that exact method today. So again, the 3 things that you could do today in closing are grow your content. Get that homepage to at least 1,500 words with the right keywords and phrases that people are actually using in your area so that your company gets found. Second, increasing your citation game, getting your name, address, and phone number on as many online directories to beat out your competition by a landslide. And then finally, just making sure that when you're focusing on these backlinks, that you're actually getting them from strong, relevant sources. That way you show Google that you are the authority. If you implement these strategies today, you can be number 1 across Google. Now, I know how tough the market is, and I know how dependent small businesses are on third-party companies like Angie's List. I also know how painful it is to pay for leads that are shared amongst your competitors. What I've shown you today gives you control over your leads and gives you an actionable plan, having clients come straight to your door without a broker in between. So I'm sure you're wondering, okay, well, what now? Well, you really have a few options. If you feel like you cannot handle any more clients every month, that is absolutely fair. Just send me a quick note saying you watched the video and tell me your thoughts about it. I would really appreciate your feedback. On the other hand, if you are ready to grow, then you can take this blueprint and implement these exact 3 strategies on your very own today. I give you the exact formula that businesses pay tons of dollars to have, and it's now all yours to use to help your company. Now, if you find this information valuable, and if you are still one of those business owners to still raise their hands for the most effective route, simply respond to my email. We'll set up a time to chat and dive deeper into your specific situation and see what I can do to help your business. Again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your email. Have a great day.